Hi friends, today we're going to talk about comparing and contrasting. So first we need to talk about what does it mean to compare and contrast. Well, to compare things means to look at ways that they are similar. To contrast means ways that they are different. You may have worked in the past with comparing and contrasting by using what is called a Venn diagram. That's the two circles that overlap. Now on a Venn diagram, you will compare two things. So we're going to start off by just comparing something you're probably pretty familiar with. How about let's compare apples and oranges. Okay, so we've all probably had apples or oranges, and we know that there's ways that they are similar and there's ways that they are different. So when you're comparing and contrasting something, even if it's just apples and oranges, you're looking on this side of the Venn diagram under the title of what that one has that this one may not have. Okay, so I know that apples have a red skin, but is that always true? No, they can have a yellow skin. They can have a green skin. I know that apples are sometimes sweet. Now, I want to put sweet over here on this side under apples. What do you think about oranges? Can oranges also sometimes be sweet? If you said yes, you're right. So that's something they have in common. So anything they have in common is going to go right here in this little space. So I could put sweet right in the middle because both apples or oranges could be sweet. Now, what do we know about oranges? They have a peel. What else do we know about oranges? We know that they're juicy. Can an apple be juicy? I think I would agree that it could be juicy. So we're going to put that in the center because remember that's a similarity, something they have in common that will go in our center. What else do we know about oranges? They grow on trees. Do apples also grow on trees? Yeah, so we could put that in the center. Grow on trees. That's a similarity. Okay, so this is one way to compare and contrast using a Venn diagram. You are going to be using a Venn diagram later in the day, but before we do that, we're going to talk about a story or a passage that I have displayed here for you called Two Birds. In this passage, Two Birds, we are going to be talking about what is the same and what is different about these two different kinds of birds. Okay. So we have to read the passage. As we read the passage, I'm going to be highlighting things that I learn about each bird. Two birds. What makes these birds the same? Both have black wings. Okay, so is that a similarity or difference? If you said similarity, you're correct. Both have colorful beaks. There we go again, another similarity. So would that go on each of the sides or would that go in the center? That's right, it would go in the center. The birds are different too. One bird has orange feet. It is a puffin. The puffin lives by the sea. It eats fish. The other bird is a toucan. The toucan lives in the forest. It eats fruit. Now, looking at those things that we highlighted in our passage, we see lots of similarities and lots of differences. So if I was to use my Venn diagram again to compare and contrast the birds, I would have a toucan on this side. That was one of the birds' names. And a puffin on the other. Okay, so there's my two types of birds. Now I'm going to use my passage. The things I highlighted, to be able to compare and contrast the two. So black wings, we said that was a similarity. It goes in the center. The puffin lives by the sea. I would put it on this side. So I'd go through each highlighted item and put them where they go. So I hope that helps you with comparing and contrasting. And today you're going to compare and contrast you and a friend or you and a family member. Have fun.